Hey everyone, welcome back. So going to do a pickups video today. Got a stack of movies here just to go through, from DVD to Blu-ray and even a 4K I think in there as well. So yeah, let's get going. Okay, so the first couple here were actually a trade I did with another YouTuber. Obviously I've kind of met now via YouTube, Bryn of HorrorHands. Really great guy, and this is all thanks to my subscriber mail from subscriber Chris, who sent me a massive box. He probably saw a video of a while back, of all sort of movies from America. So yeah, from that video, Bryn did mention on a couple of comments on my videos for that particular one, just how he was interested in a couple of titles there, wanted to see them. And Chris put a little note in the box there with the subscriber mail just to say, if there's any in here that you've got doubles of, or you already own, feel free to trade off with someone else, or trade them in and get something else you'd like. So I did get in contact with Bryn and just say, there's a few here that I have got doubles of now. If there's any you're interested in, let me know. You're welcome to, I'll pass them on to you. So Bryn very kindly offered to send me a couple back in return, and these are the couple he sent back in return. So the first one is a film that I've wanted to see for a while now, and I've never got around to seeing it. It's always slipped under the radar for me, and I don't know why. So this is I think it's a Region A release of it. I'm pretty sure it's on the HMV Premium collection, but I think it might be an older one now you can't get. Not sure. Or it's harder to get. But anyway, got it now, and that is Kroll. So yeah, don't know too much about it. Obviously it looks a bit like a sci-fi type one. But yeah, PG rated on the back there, so it can't be too bad. Yeah, really interested to check that out. So thanks very much, Bryn, for sending that one over. Yeah, I'll be checking it out very soon. And the next one that Bryn sent over kindly was an 88 films release from the Italian collection, and that is one I have watched many years ago now on VHS. And I remember I think the VHS I had was really bad quality, like you could barely make out what was going on. And that is a film called Rats Night of Terror. So yeah, I like these kind of like old school, rats movies, creature feature type horror movies, anything like this. I know they're not probably going to be that great, but I still enjoy them nonetheless. So yeah, that's Rats Nights of Terror. So once again, thanks Bryn, and thanks Chris originally for giving me the chance to be able to trade with someone else. Okay, so the next bunch here are movies that I've been picking up recently. I haven't got them all in the last couple of days. I've been picking these up over the last few weeks, just building up as a bit of a collection to do a video on. So this one, I had a real, I don't know what it was kind of like a reminder from the past. I used to have the film on VHS, and I never hear anyone speak about it, probably because how kind of bad it is, but kind of really enjoyable too. Yeah, I had this on VHS. I used to watch it over and over again. I thought it was great, and I have rewatched it since picking it up, and it's only available that I could find on DVD, so I had to buy it off eBay. It was really cheap. It was only like a couple of quid. And that is a movie called The Invisible Kid. So if anyone out there has seen this movie or knows of it, please let me know down below, because I'm really interested to find out if I'm the only one. I feel like I'm the only one that's ever seen this film. Yeah, it's really bad. It's a really bad film. It's not a great film. It's almost in the lines of, if you're familiar with the like trauma films, Toxic Avenger, that sort of thing, the really low budget kind of borderline comedy, but kind of not. Yeah, it's like, it has a little bit of tone about it. So the idea of this one is, this kid basically, his dad was an inventor, and this kid who's at like college, he and his mates are kind of part of this basketball team. But this kid, in his bedroom back at home, he likes to do experiments, and he's trying to replicate what his dad was doing, because he doesn't know why his dad just disappeared out of thin air, quite literally. And he's trying to work out what his dad was working on, why was it so important, and maybe why has he gone, where has he gone. So he's doing all these experiments, and they never turn out right. It always just explodes, or something weird happens with it, and it just never pans to anything. Anyway, then one day he gives up on an experiment, basically puts it outside, leaves it outside in the sort of trash out in the front yard. And while he's at college, the nearby pigeons end up pooping inside the formula he's made, which is apparently the secret ingredient to making this invisible powder, basically, it turns out to be. So yeah, so that's how he manages to do it. Obviously he doesn't know the secret ingredient, he spots it, it's an invisible powder when he gets back. Anyway, eventually him and his mates work out that they can turn themselves invisible, but there's a few catches to it. Like I think it's 30 minutes they get, and then they come back, and they have to be kind of like, it doesn't affect their clothes or anything, so they have to take their clothes off, and you can imagine what happens there. So yeah, they get 30 minutes, and then the next time they use it, I think it goes down to 20 minutes, they realise, and then it goes down to 10 minutes, and so on and so on. I really enjoy this. I think this is great. Yeah, like I said, if anyone's seen this one, let me know down below because I'd love to hear about it. That is The Invisible Kid. So this next one, again, is a DVD, but I did... It's a really bad film. I keep saying this over and over again now. It's a bad film, terrible film, but I really enjoyed it. It's a Toby Hooper movie. So, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Poltergeist. Um, it's a creature feature, and I've just basically tucked it in. I was a bit of an experiment on this. I tucked the sleeve of the DVD into a Blu-ray box just to see whether I could kind of put it on the shelves with my creature feature collection and not have it stand out like in a DVD box a bit taller. And it kind of works for the cover and the spine. The back is a bit folded over, but I'll show you what it is. It is Crocodile. So yeah, not to be confused with obviously I think Alligators out there being remastered and 4K'd and all that stuff. But yeah, no, this is just Crocodile. Um, yeah, teenage creature feature where these kind of like teens are going off on the water, and sure enough, you can predict what's going to happen. This croc starts coming after them. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into it in case you haven't seen it. It's one of those really kind of like, I don't even know how to explain. Again, it's just such a bad movie, but if you know the type, you know they're really bad. However, they're so enjoyable because they're so bad. I loved it, so I thought, you know, I'm going to try and keep this in a Blu-ray box. I think it looks quite nice in a Blu-ray box. Obviously, the spine looks pretty good. I can move that cover a little bit more. It's just the back. You can see where I folded it over there. But yeah, I think that'll look quite good on the shelf. So I'm going to keep that like that in my creature feature collection. So that is Crocodile. The next was a few charity shop pickups. So yeah, I've got 3 titles here from a couple of charity shops nearby me. So this movie I saw at the cinema and I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Been meaning to pick it up. I wanted to get it with a slip, and every time in CEX it's always about £5. I think it's just recently come down a bit further still, but yeah, this one I saw in the charity shop for £1. So as soon as I saw that, I pounced on it, and that is Alita Battle Angel. So yeah, really good, like sci-fi kind of monsters in there a bit, I think, from memory. Yeah, really enjoyed it. So I didn't want to pay too much for it because it wasn't amazing, but it was definitely one that I'd probably go back to now and again and blow up on a big screen. So yeah, that is for £1, Alita Battle Angel. So the next one I picked up, again, this is a 4K I found in here for £1. So my charity shop seems to be getting 4Ks in now and again. You probably seen a video or 2 back, I found a 4K in there as well. So yeah, this one was just an upgrade basically for the sake of it cost £1. I got the Blu-ray. It's not a great film, as everyone kind of like pretty much knows, but for £1 I couldn't leave it there. And that is the Ghostbusters movie. Yeah, it's, you know, not the original one, obviously. I would have preferred that. Obviously, 4K, that would have been amazing for £1. But this one, for £1, I thought it's worth an upgrade. Yeah, not much I can say. That is Ghostbusters. The next one I picked up, and the cover here had a really nice slipcover on it. It was £1 as well, which is, you know, decent price. Looked in pristine condition, like brand new. And it just says on here, Prison Break meets The Shawshank Redemption. So from the producers of Nightcrawler and Drive, and I like both those movies, but I'd never heard of this one. So I haven't watched this one yet, so I can't tell you too much about it just as yet. But it is called Shot Caller. So yeah, really nice slip on there. I'd say for £1 in pretty much pristine condition. Willing to give that a go considering who the producers are. So yeah, thought I'd give it a try. That is Shot Caller. So now we moved on to some CEX titles. So again, my collection is getting near capacity now. I'm going to do a video on it soon. I've got a lot of titles on the shelves there, as you can probably see on some of my backdrops on previous videos. Yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm running out of space. So what I'll probably do is I'll do a video of just like a shelf scan so you guys can all see like everything I've got. I won't pull every single one out because it'll go on forever. I've got about 2,500, just over now I think in Blu-ray, and a whole bunch more DVDs, but they're all shrunk down. So yeah, I'll probably do a video quite soon, just a shelf scan of everything I've got. I'll pan over and you guys can pause the video and have a look through, just check out what I've got to watch, how I have it on display. So you probably already know I've got horror section on one side, then I've got different genres on the other side. But yeah, so basically I'm really picking into my titles now on my collection and considering, do I need them, and would I prefer that space to be used by something else. So if so, I'll chop it in and I'll pick up some other titles that I'm really interested to watch. So let's get into these ones. This first one here is a film I've seen many years ago and I remember enjoying it, but I haven't watched it in so long. Robert De Niro in Men of Honor. So this is £4. I thought that's a pretty reasonable price. I don't think it's available anymore. I couldn't find it on Amazon anywhere. So yeah, thought I'd pick that one up. So I haven't seen it in so long, so my memory on it is very vague. I do need to do a rewatch on it. But yeah, that is Men of Honor. So the next one is a Martin Scorsese film, which I don't think I've seen, but I do want to go into it because again, it's another Robert De Niro movie. Harvey Keitel's in it as well, and that is Mean Streets. If I've seen it, it's been so long and I can't remember it, but yeah, I do want to revisit these ones. They're obviously pretty good. So yeah, I do want to go back onto this and just check if I've seen it or not. I'm fairly confident I haven't, but looking forward to checking it out. So that is Mean Streets. So the next one here, I think someone's obviously emptied out their Robert De Niro collection in this CEX near me. This next one here is another one which I couldn't remember if I've seen it or not, but I know I wanted to revisit this one if I have, or at least check it out for the first time, and that is A Bronx Tale. So yeah, this one, there are £6 on this one, but yeah, this is kind of the era that I remember Robert De Niro really kind of like, shining, before he got into the realms of, was it Bad Grandpa or something like that? Yeah, when he was really doing some good work. Now the last couple I've got here, I've watched these both since picking these up, and this first one, when I took it to the till, the woman at the till in CEX looked at me and said, "Have you seen this film?" And I said no. She said, "It is horrendous. Like, there are scenes in this film that I had to leave the room," and I was thinking, excellent, let me get into this movie straight away. So I literally came back and watched it this night. Yeah, I've put this film off for a long time, basically because it's kind of sold as a bit of a western, and I don't, westerns don't do too much for me, to be fair. So I've avoided it for quite some time, but I keep hearing little people kind of like, little bits of information about it through the grapevine, saying how good some of the stuff in it is. So I thought, it dropped to a really reasonable price in CEX, and I just thought, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to pick it up and find out for myself. And then the cherry on the cake was when that woman at the till basically told me not to watch certain scenes on it, beware. That was it for me, I was in. And that is Bone Tomahawk. Yeah, now I watched this, like I said, that night that I bought it. I don't like westerns. If you're the same and you're not really keen on westerns, I think you might like this. If you like horror, this is more of almost like a cannibal movie than it is anything else. The fact that it's a western basically just adds to the fact that it's like how good it is. Yeah, so I'll give you like a loose framework on it in case anyone else like me was kind of like avoiding it. It's basically, you've got this little kind of town, in a western town. There's these two kind of bandits going around just on the outskirts of it, and they're kind of killing people off and robbing them. But they seem to do it over this sort of almost like sacred ground, to some sort of like unknown beings that are nearby in the caves. Troglodytes, I think they kind of referred to as. Anyway, these troglodytes come down and try and attack these two men who've just killed some other men, essentially. This is all in the first 5 minutes, so quite light on the spoilers. Yeah, one of them manages to get away and run away, and it jumps in time a little bit forward to where he's basically in this town, where this guy here, he's the sheriff of the town. He's really suspicious of this fella who's just rocked up in town, and starts to question him. There's a bit of a kerfuffle about the whole thing. He ends up shooting him in the leg as he tries to run off, and then he needs to try and save him, basically. So he gets this lady doctor from the village or from this little town to come and operate on his leg, leaves her and his deputy in the prison cell overnight to do the operation on the patient. And in the morning, all three of them are just gone. And yeah, so without spoiling too much more, it's really good. It's worth watching. There and the woman in the thing in the shop said, there was one scene, and you'll know what it is, and you will know what it is. Like there was a few kind of like nasty-ish scenes in this, like little bits of like violence, and I thought, I hope that's not it, because she's probably oversold this to me. But no, when you get to that scene, you do know the scene, and anyone who's watched this knows exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you like, quite graphic films that are quite fairly grounded in sort of reality to some extent, like it's all kind of like semi-plausible what goes on in here, then yeah, go for this. This is worth checking out big time. So that's Bone Tomahawk, and the last one I picked up here was basically I don't know. I don't really. I kind of know why I picked this one up. Like, I have a fond memory of this one from back in the day. It's a sequel. I think it's like the second or third sequel to the original. And it's not amazing. It's not great. It's not great, and it's quite expensive. It's kind of like a hard film to find, I think. But it does star Kirsten Dunst, or she like at least is a star in it. She's not in it for like a huge amount of time. But that is The Crow Salvation. So yeah, I rewatched this one after I picked it up. And it's okay, like it's alright, it's not too bad. I did have it on DVD. I had all of them on DVD. Obviously, other than the first one, which was amazing, they really do decline in kind of value for what you get for your money there. But I've got a soft spot for Kirsten Dunst. I always had most of her back catalogue on DVD, so I wanted to pick this one up and revisit it. I know they're going to remake The Crow soon. I'm pretty sure they're talking about doing that. So yeah, I wanted to just go over this one. It's worth a watch. I quite liked it. It was had some good imagery on it. It's not a patch on the original, obviously, but yeah, I thought I was going to go for it. I just wanted to pick it up. I think it's gone up in price since I picked it up as well in CEX. I probably bought it at the right moment, to be fair. But eBay charged silly money for this thing, so glad to pick it up in a shop. So yeah, that is the last pickup of this video, which is The Crow Salvation. So as always, thanks for watching, everybody, and look forward to seeing you again in the next one. Cheers, bye.